Hi, in this lesson we want to talk about solving equations. So this is related to the topics we've done previously, and we just want to kind of practice how to apply these principles. So here we have a surd or a radical or the square root of 2x minus 1 plus 2 is equals to x. We want to solve for this equation. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to isolate the surd. So isolate, especially if you have just one square root or cube root or whatever, isolate the radical or isolate the root. Meaning remove everything around this term. So what we're going to do is in the following step, we're going to have 2x minus 1, or the root of 2x minus 1 is equals to x plus 2. Then in the next step, what we want to do is we want to raise to the power of 2 on both sides. This is because we're taking the square root. If we're taking the cube root, then you raise it to the power of 3. So you basically raise it to the power of the inverse of the root number. So most of the time you will be squaring the root, or squaring, let's say both sides rather. So we square both sides to get, on this side, the squaring both sides on this part will cancel. Basically, if I put it over here, it will cancel the square root, and on this side we will have a binomial multiplication. So after this, we're gonna have our 2x minus 1, rather let me write it here, 2x minus 1 is equal to x plus 2 bracket x plus 2. And then the third step, just have fun, just work out whatever it is you need to work out. Solve for x just as you normally would. So over here, what we normally would do, we multiply in on the other side to get x squared plus 2x, and another 2x is going to give us 4x, and then we say plus 4. Then we collect all our like terms, x squared plus 4x minus 2x by taking it to this side, and then plus 4 plus 1 by taking it to the other side as well. We say is equal to 0. Then we rewrite this as x squared plus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. Then now what we want to do is we want to find the values of 5 that will allow us to factorize this term. So 5 just says 5 and 1, and what we have here isn't gonna work out if that is the case. So let us see where the problem is. Okay, so debugging, I find that when I took 2 to the other side, I didn't change its sign, so it's actually supposed to be minus 2, meaning this will be minus 4x. So minus 4x minus 2x, that is going to give us minus 6x. And then the factors of 5 will actually come into play now, because that will be x minus 5 and x minus 1. Because if we multiply minus 5 and minus 1, we get 5. And if we add them, we get minus 6. So we continue solving the question. We get x is equals to 5 or x is equal to 1. Now, I know earlier in the previous videos I said they normally don't ask equations, like normal type of equations where you just solve and get the answer and see if it's right or not. This is because you can easily just plug in your answers, but in questions like this with multiple answers, there is a possibility that one of them is wrong. In fact, with surds, there's always the chance that one of the answers is wrong, and you have to figure out which one is the correct one. So the last step in our steps would be to check if answer are correct. So our original equation was 2x, or the root of 2x minus 1 plus 2 is equals to x. So root of 2x minus 1 plus 2 is equals to x. Let's just verify. Cool. What we want to do is want to substitute in 5 first. So here we're going to get 2 times 5, that will be 10, minus 1, 9. Square root of 9, 3. 3 plus 2, that gives us 5. And on this other side, we just have 5 as it is. 5 is equals to 5, so this answer works. What about 1? Let's try and test it for 1. So if we have 1, we have 2 times 1 minus 1. So 2 times 1 is going to be 2, minus 1 is 1. The square root of 1 will be 1, plus 2 is equal to, on this other side we also have 1. So this is where we realize that this answer is incorrect, because 3 is not equal to 1. Therefore, this answer is not applicable. So in a multiple choice type of situation, they could have the possibility of 5. They could have the possibility of 5 or 1. And now it's up to you to discern which option will be the correct one. Of course, it will be this one. Should you have worked it out and actually tested the answers, or just tested the answers, and you will be able to find out which one is correct. But that would be the last step. Rarely would they ask you this question, but in the event that they do, you will be covered. Then another type of questions that can arise will be solving equations with exponents. We did speak about it earlier, but I just want to say as a quick recap or just overview, whenever you have x to the power of let's actually take an example. So let's take 2 to the power of x to the, or 2 times x to the power of 2 over 3 minus 8 is equal to 0. So over here we're gonna simplify. We're gonna try and solve for x. Taking 8 to the other side, we get 2x to the power of 2 over 3 is equal to 8. Divide both sides by 2, we get x is equals to 2 over 3 is equals to 4. Then what we always do is we raise both sides to the power of the inverse power of x. So x is raised to the power of 2 over 3, so we raise it to the power of 3 over 2. Same thing with 4, 3 to the power of 2. The 3 and the 3 cancel, 2 and 2 cancel. Then since you're working with powers, let's convert the 4 into its power form, which will be 2 to the power of 2. Then 2 will cancel with 2, and we're going to be left with x is equals to 2 to the power of 3, meaning x is equal to 8. And that's how you go about solving these types of problems.